The beginning of the story is a scene of an only planet invading the Earth. Meanwhile, Ataru is arguing with his girlfriend because he often looks at other girls. Shinobu angrily slaps his face and leaves. A monk passes by and thinks that Ataru wants to commit suicide. So he rushes to stop Ataru but accidentally causes him to fall into a river. This traveling monk's name is Cherry. While they are talking, some people come to take him home by order of the government. Upon returning home, Ataru sees the leader of the Oni planet, who introduces himself as the invader. He says that his computer randomly selected an Earthling to participate in a kid's game, and that the chosen one is Ataru. If Ataru can win against their representative in the game, they will return their planet, but if Ataru loses, they will destroy the human planet. Suddenly, a girl appears. Her name is Lum, the daughter of the leader of the Only Planet and also the representative of the Only Planet. The rules of the game are very simple. If in 10 days Ataru can grab Lum's horn, Ataru will win. Ataru is excited to see Lum's beautiful appearance and accepts to join the game. The next morning, everyone on Earth gathers at the stadium to cheer for Ataru. But Ataru is an ordinary person. He couldn't keep up with an Oni. Not only that, but Lum can also fly. Ataru thinks that if he can catch Lum, he will become a hero and all the girls in the world will love him, but 4 days have passed and Ataru still can't grab Lum. People of our reward now because there are only 5 days left to live. Ataru used all possible ways to grab Lum, but to no avail. With only 1 day left for the game to end, Lum's father is excited to announce the campaign to invade the Earth. Monk Cherry tells Ataru's parents that they gave birth to Ataru under star suffering. His streak of bad luck will continue until the day he dies. At this moment, Ataru is contemplating his life. His friends come to visit him and see him angry and stressed out. Shinobu unexpectedly says that she will marry him if he wins. Hearing that he's motivated again, the game's final day begins, and thanks to Shinobu's promise, Ataru relentlessly rushes to Lum, making her think he's gone mad. When he grabs Lum's leg, she releases electricity to paralyze them. However, Ataru suddenly stands up and continues the game. He rushes to hug Lum and accidentally pulls off her bra. He then uses it as bait to lure Lum to attack him. In the end, he suddenly grabs Lum's horn. As a result, Ataru is the victor and humanity isn't destroyed. When Ataru is excited for marriage, Lum thinks Ataru wants to marry her, so she hugs him. Lum's father also entrusts her to him while Shinobu angrily leaves. The next morning, the TV broadcast news about Ataru, the hero who saved the Earth. Ataru thinks that he is about to be surrounded by girls, when Lum appears and wants him to not have an affair. She then goes to live with Ataru. Ataru is so tired that Lum prevented him from calling Shinobu, so he loudly demands a divorce from her. She angrily shocks him and leaves. After that, Lum always finds a way to disrupt the call between Shinobu and Ataru, and everyone in the world knows that there is a love triangle between them. In the classroom, Lum constantly makes noise, making the teacher very angry. Shinobu's friends criticize Ataru for daring to treat the Earth girl like garbage. Lum suddenly kisses Ataru, making the boys in class jealous. He is then subjected to Shinobu's wrath. Every day, Ataru is subjected to Shinobu's wrath and is electrocuted by Lum. He asked Monk Cherry to find a way to seal Lum's power. Cherry asked his friend to give Ataru a yellow ribbon. Monk Cherry said in a letter that ribbon can conceal the Oni's power. Ataru then tells Lum that he bought her a present that made her very happy. Then he ties it to her hair. Lum immediately goes out to show off Ataru's gift. When she suddenly loses her powers, she tries everything to fly and shock others, but to no avail. She hugs Ataru and says that she is sick. Shinobu suddenly sees Lum and Ataru. By the way, Lum shows Shinobu about Ataru's gift, which makes her jealous. Shinobu wants to remove the ribbon from Lum's hair, but Ataru stops her. His actions make Shinobu fear hurt. Any explanation from Ataru can't reach Noble's ears. Ataru's two friends know that Lum has lost her powers, so they want to stay here tonight to protect her. Ataru feels uncomfortable and kicks them out. Lum feels very happy that Ataru has begun to take care of her because she no longer has the ability to open space portals. She will live here for the rest of her life. when Ataru hears that he is extremely scared and he wants her to take off the ribbon. But she refuses, because it is her first gift. When Ataru tries to take off her ribbon, two of his friends come in and thinks he's trying to do it with Lum. Lum flows a box of them and tells them to go away, but accidentally Monk Cherry's letter falls from inside the box. Everything about the ribbon is clear and Lum rushes to shock Ataru. After punishing Ataru, she will go to Monk Cherry's place. At this point, Cherry has a premonition that something bad is about to happen, so he goes to Shakira's house to avoid Lum. Elsewhere, Shutaro is saying goodbye to his grandfather to go to Tamabiki High School. It looks like he's a very rich boy. A guard comes in to announce that they have arrived at Tamabiki High School. He then immediately walks out. It turns out that where he is standing is a giant plane. He jumps out of the plane and heads to the school. In the classroom, their love triangle is making noise. Suddenly, everyone sees a parachute passing by. They run outside to see what's happening. At this moment, Shutaro is holding a table that Shinobu has thrown. Turns out he is a young master of the Mendo family. Shinobu comes to apologize for accidentally throwing the table at him. Shutaro tells Shinobu not to pay any mind to it and gives her a smile. Shinobu blushes and stares passionately at Shutaro. She doesn't care about Ataru calling her. On the first day at school, Shutaro gets the attention of the girls in the class, making the boys gasp. Shutaro comes to talk to Shinobu. While she is being bothered by Ataru, Lum also appears and discharges electricity at Ataru. She also introduces herself as Ataru's wife. Shotaro feels disgruntled when he learns that Lum is in love with a dimwit. During the class, Shutaro nominates himself for the position of president. He said that he won't let anyone be late for class and will build a torture chamber to punish the late students. But these punishments would not apply to girls. The boys want to find someone to oppose Shutaro. They trust Ataru and want him to get justice for the boys. Ataru steps onto the podium and declares that if he's elected as president, then he calls dibs on all the girls in the class, then the number of votes between Shutaro and Ataru is equal. This makes a perfect person like Shutaro shocked at having a draw with a dimwit. Shotaro wants to challenge Ataru for the position of president, with the winner shall be whoever clearly shoots the apple off the head of their opponent using a cannon. Before starting, Shutaro wants to follow the rights of the challenge. He throws the glove at Ataru, but Ataru keeps dodging. Ataru runs away and Shotaro chases after him. They run into the rooftop and Shutaro accidentally throws a glove on Lum. Ataru says that Shutaro wants to challenge her. Lum gets angry and discharges electricity at Shutaro. The boys chase this place and see Shutaro lying on the ground. They think Ataru has defeated Shutaro because of the humiliation. Shutaro wants to commit suicide, making the girls cry. After that match, Shutaro always thought about Lum. Lum is looking for Ataru when she accidentally bumps into Shutaro, who is skydiving. While Ataru and Shinobu are talking, Shutaro's parachute falls on them. Ataru gets jealous when he sees Shutaro holding Shinobu. Not only that, Shinobu is so happy that Ataru goes crazy, but it seems Shutaro has a crush on Lum. The next morning, people were playing tennis because Lum can fly. Shinobu can't catch the ball, causing it to fly to a distant place. In a nearby place, some aliens are carrying a chest. Suddenly Lum's ball hits one of them, causing the chest to slip off their hands. Shutaro is playing tennis when he is hit by a falling chest. Shutaro gets angry and lifts it up. Seeing a beautiful girl inside, Ataru immediately rushes to approach the girl. The Birdman come and address the girl as princess. They find Shutaro of too handsome and intend to pair him with the princess. Their elder says there is no humanoid male on their planet, so in order to find a husband for Princess Kurama, they came to Earth. They need to find the princess a husband and engage in a night of amorous converse with her. They ask Shutaro to kiss the princess to wake her up. However, Shutaro is very shy when he kisses someone for the first time. Ataru wants to do it for Shutaro, but is stopped by Lum. Shutaro musters up the courage to kiss the princess but is stopped by Shinobu. Taking this opportunity, Ataru rushes to kiss the princess. According to their tradition, the person who kisses a princess will be the one to marry her. But when the princess wakes up, she sees Shutaro and is mesmerized by his handsomeness. She thinks that Shutaro is the one who kissed her. She wants to marry him and have lots of children. The princess's subordinates don't want it to be disappointed, so they don't tell her the truth. Today they have a class to discuss proper etiquette between boys and girls. Suddenly, the princess burst into the classroom to find Shutaro and wants him to go with her. Ataru looks at her with the expectation that he will engage in a night of amorous congress with her, with the girls want to know about the relationship between Shutaro and the princess. Ataru wants to tell the truth, but the Birdman won't let him. They beg him to agree to spend a night with the princess for the survival of their tribe. They say if he doesn't hurry, Altero will do it before him. Hearing that, Shutaro agrees with them. Shinobu wants to tell the truth to the princess, so they shut her up. They then proceed to build a nest for Shutaro and the princess. This is a sacred ritual for creating babies, the princess immediately posing inside. However, Shutaro does nothing to her, making her think that he doesn't want to do it. Shutaro says that he wants a different time and space. The princess immediately changes the atmosphere of the room. They are about to do it when Ataru appears and tells the whole truth. After the princess learned the truth, she almost broke down. Shutaro also regrets hiding her, but the princess is forced to choose between love and tradition. She chooses Shutaro because of his good looks. However, the elder said that she isn't allowed to break the tradition if she doesn't want to be punished. The princess wants to know what that punishment is, but it seems that the elder doesn't know what it is either. He connects with the first-generation elder to inquire about this matter. The first elder says the kissing traditions start from the story between him and his wife, making the princess feel that the kissing tradition is so stupid. So she smashes the communication device. Shutaro says that now she can do it with him without worrying about the rules. Ataru puts a large bronze bell on Shutaro, causing him to scream in fear. The princess doesn't like weaklings, so she leaves. The next morning, Shutaro receives many love letters from the girls that makes the boys feel jealous. They devised a plan to bring Shutaro down. They write a letter in the name of a girl and send it to Ataru. The first time Ataru receives a love letter from a girl named Otoku, makes him very excited and nervous. The content of the letter mainly flutters Ataru and disparages Shutaro. However, Shutaro doesn't pay attention to the criticism of the letter because the handwriting is beyond crude. But the dimwit Ataru still believes that this is the handwriting of a beautiful girl. Lum feels sad and hugged. Shotaro, Ataru and Shutaro bet that if the girl on a ladder doesn't exist, Ataru will have give Shutaro all the position of president, but the boys hear that and want to help Ataru until the end. They hire a girl to pretend to be the girl who wrote the letter to Ataru. Then Ataru receives a letter from Otoku. She wants to see him in a cafe, which makes him very excited. Lum is in the tree thinking about the girl when she overhears the boys talking. They say that the girl they hired has stomach ache and can't go to the appointment with Ataru this afternoon. They want to tell Ataru the truth, but they see his eager look, which makes them speechless. At the appointed time, everyone gathers at the cafe to witness Ataru and Otaku's meeting. However, more than an hour has passed, and Otoku still hasn't appeared. Everyone assumes that Otoku is just someone who wanted to prank Ataru. Lum feels very sad as Ataru has become a joke. So she disguises herself as Otoku and saves the day for Ataru, but Ataru quickly realizes the girl in front of him is Lum. She tells him to stay quiet and keep up the act. Lum then tells him everything about his date is just a prank by his friends. Ataru nanosees Lum's cuteness. When she is about to fly away, Ataru grabs her hand and offers to walk together, which makes her very happy. The next morning, Shinobu visits Ataru because he has a cold. But the boys also come here to visit him. But mostly they come to see Lum. Lum is now visiting a friend in Neptune. Suddenly, snows appear in Ataru's room when Shutaro opens the door of the cupboard. Snow pours out, and Ataru is buried under the snow. Fortunately, a beautiful girl catches Ataru. Monk Cherry intends to purify her, but the boy stops them. They then grumble to bring the girl home. They go inside the cupboard and don't understand how it could connect to so many other spaces. This is a space corridor. If they get lost, they won't be able to get out of here. They come to an abyss and hear Lum's voice belong. Together they jumped down. It turns out that the friend Lum is visiting is named Oyuki. This means that Ataru and the others are on Neptune. The boys immediately want to make friends with the girls here. It turns out that the girls on this planet want to get to know the boys, so they can ask them to clear the snow because the majority of men on their planet have to go away for work. So they need help clearing the snow. Oyuki brought Ataru, Lum, Monk Cherry, and Shinobu inside the house. She says that she opened a space portal to dump the snow, but unexpectedly it connected to Ataru's room. Then, for some reason, Oyuki lures Ataru to her room and does overly intimate acts that anger her manservant. It rushes after Ataru, chasing him to the hole that he once came through. He and Bibbo jump down the hall and it still connects to Earth. Once there, Bibbo has Ataru in his grasp, reminiscent of an old kaiju movie scene. This became popular news the following day. That does it for a short anime recap, a great revamp for this old gem of an anime series. Even though it has been updated with the latest visuals, the studios still stay true to the old character designs, which is very nice to see. This recap only covered 6 episodes, but the show is scheduled to have 46 episodes. So if you like this